I plugged an extension cord into an outlet and sparks flew. All of the lights in that room only went out, but I had power in the rest of the house. No circuit breaker was tripped, but I did try turning them off and back on. Any suggestions?
Hello. Welcome to Just Answer. Do you know which breaker feeds the outlet you plug the cord into? When the lights for that room went out, did the outlet you were using lose power as well?
Yes and yes.
Okay, great. If you can turn that breaker off, I would do so, and then open the outlet box to inspect splices and connections. If you have the capability to post photos here, that may shed some light on the cause of the problem. I wouldn't disconnect any wires from the outlet, but pull it out of the box. When you plugged the extension cord into the outlet, was anything plugged into the other end of the cord?
I don't see anything unusual.
Are the wires connected to the outlet via the small push-in holes on the back?
I don't see anything unusual. Nothing was on the other end of the extension cord. I will try to send pics.
The slight increase in price isn't included because of uploading photos, but rather for the exchange of personal contact information. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for your reply. These types of issues are almost always caused by loose connections. Are the wires connected to the outlet of the screws, or are they pushed into the small holes on the back? Do you have any type of electrical tester?
There is one wire going through a push-in and two screwed in on each side. They seem to be firmly attached.
The push-in connections fail quite frequently. Ideally, we need to take a voltage reading in the box, to see if you have power there or not. Do you have a voltmeter?
I do not have a voltmeter.
It would probably be difficult to get one today. Do you think it's possible a neighbor would have one you could borrow?
Not easily. I live in a very isolated area. Is there a way to get inside the outlet to check the push-in connection?
No, but I would redo any push-in connections anyway. Even if they aren't the problem now, they may cause an issue later. It's typically very difficult to just pull the wires out of the holes on the back. There may be another hole nearby that you can push something small into to release the wires. If not, cut them as close to the outlet as possible, and then strip the ends and terminate them to the screws. White goes to silver screw, black goes to gold. Is there a set of open screws on the outlet? If not, we will need to pigtail the wires, and I can walk you through how to do that. Make sure the breaker is off while you are making any changes in the outlet box. If you force the wires out of the holes, it often damages the outlet.
If I can get another outlet, wouldn't it be easier to just replace it?
Yes, it most likely would. The biggest advantage to doing that is that it doesn't leave the small wire cutoffs in the push-in holes. These aren't usually a problem, but they can be if they stick out of the back of the outlet at all.
So just make sure I connect the 5 wires to the new outlet the way the current ones are connected. Are you fairly sure the outlet is the source of my problem? Seems strange that the whole room would be in a series circuit.
It depends on how the box is wired. Are there splices of black wires, and splices of white wires, with short pieces of wire coming out of the splices and connecting to the outlet? Are there any splices that have a combination of black and white wires? If not, there's a simple test you can do to see if the outlet itself, more specifically, the connections to the outlet, is causing the problem. With the breaker off, remove the outlet completely by disconnecting all wires from it. Then, splice all black wires to each other, and all white wires to each other. Turn the breaker back on, and see if all power that is currently out is restored.
Your website won't allow me to post photos. Can I send you an email with photo attachments?
There is a way to do that, but it involves changing the format of the question from a live chat to something more like a message board. There is also a minimal upcharge. The slight increase in price isn't included because of uploading photos, but rather for the exchange of personal contact information. I can set the increase amount, but the minimum I can set it to is $5, which is what I would do.
No thanks.
I understand. If I could waive that completely, I would. The site doesn't give me the capability to set it to 0, unfortunately. Here's a thought about the photos. Can you upload them to www.tinypic.com, and post a link here for me to view them? I prefer to keep the question in the live chat format anyway.
Try outlet photo 1.
I entered that text into TinyPic search box, and it didn't return any results. When you load a picture to their site, it should give you a link that you can copy and paste here. If you would like me to do so, I can post a screenshot here of the TinyPic page that gives you viewing links.
http://tinypic.com/view.php. Pic equals 09 ojva and s equals 5. Meanwhile, going to go black to black and white to check outlet.
That looks right. Do you mind standing by while I view it? I do appreciate your patience in troubleshooting this issue. Are there any other wires in the box, not shown in the photo?
Didn't work. Must be the circuit breaker, and I do not want to work inside the box, so I guess I will be calling an electrician if you don't have any other ideas.
It's odd that you saw sparks from that box though. That usually means the problem is in that box. However, it could be at an upstream box. Without a voltmeter, this will be difficult to troubleshoot much further. Is the power in that area something you can do without until Monday, when you won't have to pay overtime rates?
No, the sparks came from the end of the extension cord.
Which end?
The female end.
Okay, so the cord itself is shorted. If it wasn't wet at all, I would throw it away. If it was brought in from outside, I would at least let it dry out for a few days before trying to use it, if you think it was wet at all.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.